Hello, and welcome to Ask Ben, the witticisms and wisdom of Benjamin Franklin. In this program, we attempt to answer your questions as well as Ben would. Today, we have a letter from a Mr. Ned Ryerson, an insurance salesman from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Mr. Ryerson writes, "Dear Ben, what is your most famous saying?" Well, Mr. Ryerson, that's a tough one. There are so many, sayings like time is money, a penny saved is a penny earned, haste makes waste, all are very popular. Oh, how about beer is proof that God loves us? I never said that. Somebody printed it on a t-shirt. And although it's a fine sentiment, I can't take credit for that one. No, I think my most famous saying, my most oft-quoted saying, would come from something I mentioned during the Constitutional Convention. It was probably my last really good one, too. But let me start at the beginning of the end, that is. When I had arrived back home in Philadelphia from France, I was greeted with a tremendous ovation. A large crowd gathered at the docks to welcome me back. Cheer after cheer rose from the adoring crowd. Bells were ringing, cannons were firing. Oh, it was quite the scene, man. Once I was home, I thought I was headed for a peaceful retirement. I thought I had earned it. Instead, I was recruited for duty for drafting the Constitution throughout the long, hot summer of 1787. Just when you think you're out, they pull you back in. Well, we debated and we argued and cajoled behind closed, locked doors of the State House all summer long. Each delegate was promoting his own special interest. We were sweating it out in a fetid air of secrecy. We couldn't even open a window lest our deliberations become known to the general public. Well, sometimes things got a little testy as we hashed things out. Nerves were often strained. But when tempers flared, I urged coolness and reason. I said to the hotheads, we are sent here to consult, not to contend with each other. I even proposed that we start each day with a prayer before our deliberations, before we get down to business. Hey, it couldn't hurt, right? Calling for divine assistance has never been a bad thing as far as I'm concerned. At least that's been my experience. And at 81 years young, I've had a lot of experience. I was the oldest delegate at the convention, and I knew how and when to compromise. I guess that's why the others sometimes listened to my counsel. Finally, on September 17th, 1787, our work was finished, and we signed the document. I confess that there are parts of the Constitution that I did not approve. However, at the time, it seemed like the best we could do. I don't mind telling you, I got a little emotional at the signing. I'm not going to lie. Our new Constitution was finally established, and everything seemed to promise that it would be durable. Thence came my most quotable quote, Mr. Ryerson. Ready? Here it is. But in this world, nothing is certain but death and taxes. I'm sure you've heard that one before. Well, there you go. Upon leaving the State House for the last time, a young lady approached me, and she asked, "Well, Dr. Franklin, what have we got, a republic or a monarchy?" To which I replied, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." So far, despite our difficulties, most recently, I think we've managed to keep it. Now, I have another letter here. This one is from Mrs. Gwendolyn Pettifogger of Pitman, New Jersey. Ah, Pitman, I know it well. Quaint little town. Mrs. Pettifogger writes, "Dear Ben, is it true that you started the first public library in America?" Well, Mrs. Pettifogger, I can unequivocally say, not exactly. I founded the Library Company of Philadelphia in 1731, but this library was a bit different from what we think of libraries today. For one thing, it was a subscription library. You had to pay to belong. And with those funds, we pooled our resources together to purchase books from England for the library. Members could subsequently borrow these books. I served as the librarian for the library and also its secretary from 1746 until 1757. In fact, believe it or not, I'm still working at a library after all these years. You should come see me sometime. I'll give you my autograph. Might be worth something someday. Perhaps. Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. But if you would like to ask Ben a question, please send me an email. Send it to bcarlton@gcls.org. He'll see that I get it. And keep reading. Support your library. It's the right thing to do. Bye, and thanks for watching.